What's up, lads? My name is Beck, and it's spooky season. It's Halloween season. I guess I should admit that I don't really like Halloween that much. I like spooky stuff just fine, but it's the Halloween season. Just, I blame Spirit Halloween, actually, for this, because they make such, this is gonna sound bougie, but they make such, cheap stuff. And the ultra cheap plastic and low quality fabric that leaves black dots all over everything. I hate that. And it's a sensory nightmare for me because it smells bad and it feels bad and I do not like it, and it gets powder on you and that's nasty. I hate it so much. And so that's why I don't love Halloween. Pretty simple, actually. It's a sensory thing, mostly. I have nothing against spooky stuff and spooky aesthetics and whatnot. It's just the sensory. And also, and you could be like, oh, but there's candy sales and stuff. I don't want that candy, though. You know those gummies that are, oh my god, do you remember those SpongeBob Krabby Patty gummies they used to have? Who remembers those? Because they were nasty and I did not like them. No, I'm pretty sure the only reason anybody bought them ever is because kids like SpongeBob, and that's the only reason they made any sales at all. Well, this quickly devolved into a rant about me hating Halloween, so sorry about that. If you like Halloween, have fun. I have nothing against you for liking Halloween, I just do not like it myself. It is fun when you can dress up as a funny costume to give out candy, and then all the kids at your door think you're a cool adult because you have a horse mask. That is fun. It's not all bad, I don't think, but it's mostly the sensory issues. I'm autistic, I have sensory problems, and Spirit Halloween is not kind to my autism, basically, is what I'm saying here. I don't have anything against spooky stuff. I like spooky stuff just fine. Like vampires, I love vampires so much. Vampires are the best. I love them. I was not a big Twilight fan back in the day, but I did read the books, and I didn't think they were terrible. I thought they were weird, but I'd read worse books, to be honest. I know that's kind of blasphemous to say, but I have read worse books than Twilight. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, so this is a vampire house. That whole thing was leading up to me saying this is a vampire house for modern vampires. Because just because you're a creature of the night doesn't mean you have to live in a decrepit old tower, that's just unfair. That's just unfair to monsters. I think monsters deserve to live in nice houses. There, I said it. That is my hot take of the day. Monsters deserve nice living conditions. And it's unfair to expect them to live in decrepit old towers for their whole lives. Fight me. So yeah, I struggled a bit with the floor plan because it's a very basic house shape. There's not a lot of interest to the shape, which can make floor plans a little bit tricky, but I did figure it out eventually. There's a room for a vampire sleeping in a coffin, and also a room for a possible another vampire or another not vampire, or perhaps a blood thrall. If you want to get dark, there is a room that you could put a blood thrall in. I like the idea that this person who lives with the vampire is a medical student. You'll see, I gave them a skeleton thing. Speaking of skeletons, one of my neighbors has a 8-foot tall skeleton in their yard, and it scares the shit out of me every time I see it. It's because I'm never prepared. There is nothing you can possibly do in life to prepare to see an 8-foot tall skeleton just chilling in your neighbor's yard. But yeah, I like to imagine that this thrall living in the house is a med student, and they were offered free room and board in exchange for their blood, and they were like, sounds good to me. Better than living on campus. you know? So yeah, that's the story of this house. And they're like very preppy. I imagine like a preppy med student who just doesn't have money and was offered a free residence in this house and said, "That sounds awesome, I'll take it." Anyway, let's rant about Spirit Halloween more. So my friend called me up this morning and was like, "So, tomorrow is October 1st, you know what that means?" And I was like, spooky time? You know, Harry Potter marathons on ABC Family? Is that what that means? And they were like, Spirit Halloween is open. And I was like, yay, because I love Spirit Halloween, right? And they were like, listen, we don't have to stay for long, but I just need you to drive me there because I need to buy a fake astronaut helmet because I want to dress up as the green dude from Among Us. And they're like, you should play Among Us, it's really fun. And most of the weirdos shipping the cute cartoon colored alien people are just kind of expressing their thirst for other people in the game. Like, they develop a crush on another player while playing, and they start shipping their color with the color of the person they developed a crush on. So that explained that, which I guess that did explain a mysterious phenomenon for me that I didn't understand, so that was nice. Yeah, I haven't played Among Us. I've been interested. I might play it. I might yet play it, but I haven't played it yet. But it does sound fun to me. I just currently kind of resent it because it's the reason my friend is asking me to drive them to Spirit Halloween, which I don't want to do, but I'll do it because I love them. They're my friend and I love them, so I'll do it. Fine. But I'm not going to be happy about it. How do you guys feel about Spirit Halloween? Are you like me and kind of grossed out by it? Or are you one of those weirdos who's like, I want to hold both my wedding and my funeral in a Spirit Halloween? If I could live in Spirit Halloween, I would. Are you one of those people? Leave a comment, tell me. I also did some cool fun stuff with the window stacking feature in this build. I haven't had much of a chance to play with it yet. We've had some nice recent updates for build mode, which I deeply appreciate. So I made these like cool brick looking custom windows on the front thing, as you can see. And they have a similar window to that in the Get Together pack, but this one's base game and it looks better, I think. Basically, I caved in, I made a seasonal build, but it's also not just me selling out and making a seasonal build because I do genuinely like vampires. I also like that new fence with eco lifestyle, or eco living. I refuse to call it eco lifestyle because that's a dumb name. EA, follow your own naming conventions challenge. I also love those new tall bamboo woven fences that come with eco living. They're so great, I love them. I think I am genuinely in love with those fences. They're so, so good. I realized I've been using them in most of my builds lately just because they're so good. They're not like a full wall, they're wall height. They match the wall height, so it does properly close off and make a room, but you can still see through it, which I think looks really cool, and I like it. I really like them a lot. Best thing from Eco Lifestyle, honestly. No, I think the best thing from Eco Lifestyle might be the meat wall, because that is hilarious. I like the meat wall too. What else is really good from Eco Lifestyle? Eco Living? God, I'm calling it the right name and I hate that. What else is really good from Eco Living though? There's some nice outdoor furniture. I really like those hexagonal wall lights. Those look good. I used a lot of those in my recent shell challenge for Avalon's shell challenge. I used a lot of those. It was like a sort of eco nightclub solar punk thing. I was pretty happy with it. I used the weird bump outs and made them into like terrariums, which I thought was pretty cool, if you ask me. Eco living, man, that trailer, the announcement was not well received. People were not happy at first, but it turned out pretty good. The pack, people ended up liking the pack. People were not happy about it at first, but the pack ended up pretty good, I think. And I think most of us agree the pack came out pretty good. There's a lot of good stuff. It's like a community pack, more like. Adding the neighborhood voting and stuff was a huge thing. And now you have like neighborhood action plans, so that adds another level of locality traits thing, because first you had sim traits, and those were with us from the beginning. They're admittedly not as great as they were in previous games, so I'm told. I've actually only ever played The Sims 4. Sorry guys, I'm a loser. I've only ever played The Sims 4. I don't even have an excuse, because I was an age that I would have been playing video games when The Sims 3 was out. I just didn't play it for whatever reason. Whatever. I don't feel the need to apologize for that. I just haven't. And that's just the fact. You gotta live with it. But what was I saying? Right, I was talking about how eco-living adds like another layer of customization to the world and the game, because first you could give your Sims traits, which you should give your Sim traits, like that's just a thing. But then there's also added lot traits, and then now they've added neighborhood action plans, so now not only can the lot have its own kind of personality and traits, but the neighborhood itself can have an overall vibe, which I think is pretty neat. It also adds a lot more like neighborliness in it, except for that one part where the dude shows up at your house and he calls you a dirty little hoarder because you have trash, but he's offering to clean up your trash for you, which is nice, but you didn't need to mess shame me over it. That was uncalled for. You're just being rude. Ooh, yeah, I put a lot of mirrors in this house because I just like the idea of a vampire whose house is just full of mirrors. It feels like a really great power move, I think. Like, it's a great power move. You're just mirrors everywhere. So anyone who walks in the house is like, oh yeah, you're definitely a vampire. I know exactly where I stand. This is a power move. Anyway, point is, I really like vampires, and I really like this house. I'm pretty proud of it. I might end up putting it in my save file and make a household to live in it and just be townies in my save file. Yeah, I should do that. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I just decided I'm going to do that. So that will be fun. Yeah, by the way, fun fact, I'm working on a save file. It's gonna take me a long time. It'll be a long time before I finish it. I haven't even been working on it much lately. Yeah, I've just been doing random fun builds like this, which technically will turn out to have been working on the save file, so reverse Uno card right there. I don't know what I'm saying there. Is that a good Uno reference? Was that Uno reference funny? Tell me in the comments, do you think my Uno references are funny? Help. I don't know. God, I just checked my phone, and apparently one of the talking points from the presidential debate last night was whether or not Joe Biden wants to get rid of cows. So, great, that makes me feel awesome about the future. Jesus. Anyway, leave a comment and tell me whether you like Spirit Halloween and also whether you like my Uno references. That's an important conversation to have. We need to be talking about it. Also, what do you think of cows? Yay or nay? Should we keep them around? I, for one, don't particularly enjoy red meat, and am also lactose intolerant, so I personally gain nothing from keeping cows around. But I understand a lot of people, it makes up a big part of their diet, and having more food around is always a good thing, so I'm in favor of keeping cows around. Also, what exactly are we gonna do? Just like set them loose in the wild? What's the plan? Whatever. The fact checker proved it wrong, so it's fine. Anyway, video's ending. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not the boss of you, but either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye.